Tesla is the best car manufacturer. It provides quality. There is only option that is Tesla. These are some common lines that even you might have heard. But what if I say that a car is better than Tesla EV car? Yes, it has been heard that BYD Atto 3 has become a terrible dominant nightmare for Tesla's EV car. We are going to discuss the same thing on our channel Tech Electric. So stick with the video and watch until the end to know everything you need to know about this car. Let's begin. The advent of this BYD Atto 3, a new Chinese EV on our shores, is accompanied by something like the mania that surrounded the iPhone 15 years ago. Not when I acquired one from a coworker who just returned from the US with a bag full of the original, but the first official one you could legitimately purchase here. Social media is awash with fanboys and interested ordinary folks asking questions, and let's face it, wondering what the heck is going on with BYD in Australia. It's an ever-changing narrative, with fresh facts pouring in all the time, giving you whiplash at moments. The new knowledge is often beneficial, but the perception of uncertainty and rapid change isn't. People spoke with EV Direct CEO Luke Todd about it, and he thinks things will calm down soon. Let's hope so, since, despite my little time with this vehicle, it seems to be quite promising. The Atto 3 hasn't arrived yet, but we had one for a few days. So from the Darlinghurst dealership, we obtained a Yuan Plus, a left-hand drive Chinese market vehicle with a trade plate hanging off the rear and the doors removed so we could drive it out on a wet. Because BYD's, or Build Your Dreams home market names, aren't always fully appropriate for us, Atto 3 is the Australian market name. With the exception of a few tweaks here and there, the vehicle drove is virtually what we'll be receiving here in Australia, so it's a more representative test than I expected, which means this extremely extensive assessment won't be too far off from what we'll be writing about in a few months. Pricing and benefits. You have a choice between two Atto 3s. Not sure why it's named Atto 3, simply Atto, both of which have the same specification. The 50 kilowatt hour has a 320 kilometer range and costs $44,381, while the 60 kilowatt hour costs $47,381. Both of these rates exclude on-road expenses, which vary by state, but are all detailed on the EV Direct website. Of course, different states and territories provide rebates and stamp duty exemptions, so you'll be able to save roughly $4,000 in NSW and Victoria, bringing the vehicle down to about $43,000 on the road, give or take. EV Direct boasts that the Atto is the cheapest EV on the market. However, as you're presumably aware, it's just $44,990 cheaper than the MG ZS EV on the road in Tasmania before incentives. So it's not entirely incorrect to state so, but it's also not quite correct since the entry-level ZS EV costs $46,990 drive-away countrywide. The BYD is more equipped than the MG, with a larger battery and a more powerful electric motor. When have yet to drive or even see the improved ZS EV, Sopiopel will hold my judgment on its quality. However, the Atto 3 is more capacious and pleasant than the previous ZS EV, as well as better made and solidly built. You get 18-inch alloys, an 8-speaker Dirac-branded stereo, a panoramic sunroof, fake leather trim, a wireless charging pad, climate control, a huge 12.3-inch central touchscreen, a 5-inch digital dash, keyless entry and start, a card key which wasn't with the car we drove, a power tailgate, powered front seats, and a tire repair kit for your money. The battery for the Blade. Let's get started. This is the part that will irritate some people. This vehicle has a 60.4 kilowatt-hour battery and departed the BYD Experience Center with a good 400-kilometer range. When it returned with a 65% charge, it still reported 274 kilometers, which seems accurate for the WLTP range of 420 kilometers. But that's not the part that'll make me unpopular. The Blade battery is tightly incorporated into Atto's chassis. Typical EV fanboy fare, that kind of stuff. RIP Tesla. It must be incredible, right? So, without wasting any time, let us do this. Now, what is the thing that makes this car better than Tesla model? The foremost is the Blade battery that is a lot better than the options used by Tesla models. There are also other factors as well that makes it far better. But here, let us first discuss about the batteries used in these models. This battery has a few benefits. First, because of its chemistry, lithium ferrophosphate, or LFP, is less expensive to produce. Because ferrous and iron are the same thing, it is also known as lithium iron phosphate. LFP batteries are less expensive to produce because they include less rare elements, most notably the lack of nickel and cobalt. It has been heard statistics of approximately 20% less per kilowatt hour, or about $80 for LFP, against $100 for NMC. Given that the battery accounts for a large amount of the cost of an EV, every little bit helps. Other cost-cutting strategies exist, but metals are expensive. Furthermore, the less nickel and cobalt we extract from the soil, the better. The trade-off with LFP is a drop in power density of between a fifth and a third when compared to other batteries widely utilized in EVs, depending on how you measure power density. It's not a significant problem, particularly given the price of the vehicle and the available range. Tesla is also investing in LFP batteries for standard range vehicles with lower power density. The Blade excels at efficient battery cell arrangement to enhance power density above all other LFP architectures. There is a lot of online speculation that Tesla is working with BYD on the Blade battery. However, BYD debunked the rumor late in 2021. All of it is probably irrelevant to you, but it is not the Messiah. In practice, you won't notice much of a difference between this and other types of batteries. It's not like it's a fourth the size of a nuclear reactor, costs 10 cents to build, or has greater energy storage. The Blade's general safety is the second benefit. The pack is made up of a succession of blades, as the name implies. These blades have a considerably wider surface area than the typical battery design, which is just a bunch of AA batteries squeezed into a pack and then fitted in a larger housing with a few more packs. And yes, realize it's more sophisticated than that. When a battery is ruptured, say in an accident, a piece of metal traveling at high speeds is unavoidable. It pushes through the battery's material, causing a succession of shorts. That implies that a lot of energy, which is typically released during a few hours of driving, suddenly has nothing to do except escape, creating a lot of heat and, in extreme circumstances, sparking a fire that takes ages to extinguish. Some people just become incredibly hot and remain hot. Because each blade in BYD's battery has a significantly larger surface area, the rapid heat surge, known as thermal runaway if you're curious, does not occur because it disperses throughout the lengthy metal case. Rather than attempting to trap all that heat within, like a cartoon figure swallowing a stick of dynamite, it spreads out slowly, and the chemistry itself does not create the type of heat that other batteries do. It's a tremendous step forward in terms of safety. According to what I've read, it seems to be a pretty excellent battery, and there are many rumors, most likely initiated by BYD, that it's capable of 1,000,000 kilometers with no deterioration, which is also a fantastic thing if it even achieves half of that. We've heard recent reports of newer Tesla batteries having much longer and more effective lifetimes than previous attempts, so that number isn't out of the possibility. EVs are more than their batteries. The BYD Blade battery seems to be rather excellent, but we won't know how good it is until it has been in the hands of actual consumers for a number of years. It does, however, demonstrate how hard firms are striving to develop better and cheaper batteries in order to bring EVs down to more accessible pricing while also making them safer and less damaging to manufacture, even if only somewhat less so. Let us know in the comment box what you all think about it. Like it and share it with your friends to know everything about it. Also, subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.